Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ultimate Iron Man Progress. So for the past few days after I hit 25 construction, I've just been chopping willows, trying to get 60 wood cutting. Along the way I basically made them into fires until I hit 50 fire making, and then after that I just made them into longbows and dropped them. I feel like this was a pretty efficient strategy since I will get a lot of fire making levels from Wintertot, and yeah, Wintertot is going to be pretty efficient for me to do, so not much point in making fires, and probably better just to get the fletching XP I need from woodcutting, at least for now. Later on I have other plans on how to trade in fletching, which I'll get into when I get there. Now that I'm 60 woodcutting, I can finally enter the woodcutting guild on Zeah. And the reason for wanting to use the woodcutting guild is primarily for construction. The woodcutting guild on Zeah is not too far from the player-owned house portal on Zeah. I believe it's about the same distance as the distance from Varrock teleport to the lumberyard. And this could mean that if I did my construction there, I would have to only use 1 law rune per run rather than 2, because I wouldn't need to teleport to Varrock each time and then teleport to my house. I would only need to teleport to my house and then, yeah, walk back to the woodcutting guild from my player-owned house portal. I decided to do a lot of testing with this. I decided to test how long it would take for 1 run of Zeah construction compared to 1 run of Varrock construction. I also did bookcases and chairs. I compared the two to see which were faster, and I also did 15 minutes of Zeah bookcases and Varrock bookcases to see what is viable for long-term training. So these methods aren't really too significant to test, but I thought I'd do them for fun. The reason they aren't very significant is because I will be doing oak planks to 99, not wooden planks, so the amount of trees I'll have to chop won't be very significant, and in either case, in Zeah and Varrock, the trees are next to the sawmill, the oak trees. So the biggest factor will be the distance from the Varrock teleport to the lumberyard and the distance from the woodcutting guild and the player-owned house. And whichever the two is shorter is the one I'll be doing to 99. The first method that I decided to actually formally test out was the Varrock chairs method, and this method is the one I've been doing up until now. It's basically just make chairs at the workbench, teleport to Varrock, drop them along the way, and yeah, make planks, teleport back, repeat. This method clocked in at around 3 minutes and 5 seconds when I tested it out. I didn't do multiple trials, but I assumed the amount of time taken overall would be somewhere around 3 minutes and 5 seconds, as long as you're doing the tree chopping that I was doing. I'm not sure if this is the best way to get the logs for the planks you need, but I thought it was a pretty good way. It didn't seem like you wasted too much time walking between trees. Also, it is a bit RNG since the chance to bend nails is random, I think based on your construction level and the quality of the nails, but iron nails are kind of the ultimate meta. The next method was Zeah chairs, and this is the same method as Varrock chairs, except instead of teleporting to the Varrock, all you do is exit your house portal and walk over to the woodcutting guild, chopping trees along the way. I was actually pretty surprised to find out that this method is around 20 seconds slower than the Varrock method, so I don't know. It seems like it's a farther distance you have to go, or something slows you down. I'm not sure if it's maybe the stepping stone, maybe it's a combination of like, just trees are not very in line. You have to kind of go out of your way towards the end to chop all the trees that you need, but yeah, it seems like Zeah is definitely slower. The next test that I decided to do was bookcases versus chairs. And bookcases take 4 planks while chairs take 2. And the XP per plank is roughly the same. Overall, per bookcase you lose 1 XP compared to if you just made 2 chairs instead of 1 bookcase, but overall I think if they save time, then it's worth it to do bookcases. One run of Zeah bookcases took around 3 minutes and 7 seconds, and one run of Varrock bookcases took around 3 minutes and 1 second. So for Zeah, it's definitely a lot faster to do bookcases, at least compared to the runs that I was able to get. I don't think my tree placement changed too much, and I'm not really sure why it's so much faster to do bookcases on Zeah compared to doing chairs and bookcases on Varrock, so I'm not too sure. Maybe it's because Varrock is already quite quick, but for Varrock I only got a 4-second difference, and for Zeah it was well over 10 seconds. So these one-off tests weren't very representative, I feel, of the overall XP rates that you can expect to get. The reason for that is because run energy plays a big part. Since you don't restore run energy while you're building flat packs, you will have to walk for at least a little bit during your runs, and this does quite significantly affect your XP rates. In order to test out these methods more effectively, I decided to do 15 minutes of each method, and I used bookcases for each method since they were faster in each case than wooden chairs. For this method, the 15-minute test wasn't very interesting in terms of results. The reason for that was I was able to do essentially the same number of inventories of wooden bookcases for each method, and that meant I got the exact same XP count for each method. I think what this means is that over time the method that you choose to do won't be mattering too much because the time difference between each of them is quite small. I suppose in the very, very long term it would make a huge difference, but since you won't be doing this particular method for very long, it's rather insignificant. Another interesting thing to note about these methods is their GP per XP. With Varrock you teleport twice, so you get more magic XP, but that also means that you need to buy 2 Laurens instead of 1 for each trip. With Zeah you teleport once, meaning you'll need to buy 1 Lauren per lap, and you do get less magic XP, and it's about 35 less since the Varrock teleport spell grants you 35 magic XP. Including all the passive woodcutting and magic XP that you get from these methods, I calculated that Varrock is 2.28 GP per XP, and Zeah is 2.08 GP per XP. Since these methods both take around the same time, with Varrock being slightly faster, I would recommend going for Varrock if you want to spend slightly more money and don't really care too much about the extra 0.2 GP per XP. But I suppose Zeah is also a pretty viable method since it doesn't seem like it's that much slower than Varrock, and you do save 1 Lauren per trip. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my little exploration into these construction methods. I should be hitting the level for oak ladders fairly soon, and at that point I will be moving on to oak planks. For oak planks, they're going to be a lot simpler to verify which one is faster, and I should have that info by next time.